What is up, everybody? It's Verse TV here today, and we have to talk about the announcement that we had yesterday that Goldeneye 007, the classic from Nintendo 64, is finally getting a remade or a remake or remaster. I'm not really sure what they're calling it, but this is coming to the Xbox Game Pass day one, and it's also coming to Nintendo Switch as well. And while I'm glad it's coming to Xbox Game Pass, which is great because I don't have to pay extra for it, it's a game that people have been wanting. This has been rumored for a while, but they finally announced it actually being a real thing. So, and apparently it's supposed to have achievements, which is great, 4K resolution, and a smoother frame rate, even in split-screen local multiplayer mode. And the big controversy about this game is that on Xbox, it's going to have a split-screen local multiplayer mode, very reminiscent to how the old game did. We didn't have multiplayer back on the Nintendo 64, so you had to only play local co-op. And so that's being done on Xbox Series consoles. But you can't play online, which is what has people kind of angry about this. Like, there's no online mode with this. So if you want to play with other people, you have to play local co-op. And it's kind of like they really couldn't have it so that you could play online with other people in 2022. Like, they couldn't. It just doesn't make any sense. But apparently, the Nintendo Switch version will have online mode, which is crazy. Like, we got to the point where Xbox consoles are struggling having games being put online, while Nintendo, who was notorious at one point for not being up to date with like the modern standards for gaming, their games weren't online, especially during like that Wii generation. A lot of those games weren't online, while the competitors with Sony and Xbox, their games, a lot of those games were online. So it's kind of a weird change of events right now in this generation. Well, with this game in particular. So Microsoft confirms GoldenEye 007 on Xbox doesn't include online multiplayer like the Switch version, which is crazy. Just to see how Nintendo has multiplayer for their version, but Xbox doesn't. That is weird. Online multiplayer at that. So let's see what people gotta say. I'm pretty sure a lot of people are gonna be angry about this, rightfully so. This guy says it is damn stupid. Amazing, it seems the definitive GoldenEye edition is going to be the one that's not legally obtainable by consumers. They seem very interested in supporting local multiplayer for this game, as it is fondly remembered. However, I also fondly remember a time when Halo had local multiplayer, but they were not so interested in also keeping that. I had to throw some shade at Halo Infinite, I see right there. Okay, so apparently it's not even going to PC either. Like, it is strictly going to Microsoft, Xbox, and Microsoft for Xbox and Nintendo, the Nintendo Switch. So this is kind of wild. I guess it's like the different deals and agreements they got are so strict with this game for whatever reason. Because Microsoft owns Rare now, and this was originally on. I don't know how the deal works, but apparently some strict regulations going on with this game. So why a lot of stuff isn't happening as people want it to happen. So. Yeah, like I wouldn't mind just mainly playing the single player mode for that game, but I definitely like remember I probably like most people probably have fond memories playing that game, the split screen co-op play, or not co-op but PvP. Yeah, that's what I remember, like getting like at family gatherings and playing that game with 4 controllers. That was insane because you can literally people can literally look at each other's screens. Because back in the day with the split screen, you could literally know what somebody was at by looking at their screen. You had like an honor system that you wouldn't do that, because if you instantly knew what somebody was at, you obviously were screen looking at, just know where they're at. But that is a wild time back in the day until now. This is still a thing. Like, they really couldn't have this of the hey, 4 people can play with different Xboxes in 2022. I mean, doesn't make any sense, but there you go. This is one of the craziest stories I've seen in 2022, where this old game they can't make it functional that you can play it online with other people. Interesting. Apparently, the online multiplayer for Switch is still in split screen. How does that work? If it's gonna be online multiplayer, it's still split screen. I don't know how that works. So they can still screen peek on the Switch Online version? That is gonna be wild if that's true. That is just insane. Pretty sure the Switch version will simply be split screen and still online like Mario Kart 64. Not the best way to do it, yeah. So apparently they got some. I haven't played any of the Switch games online, but apparently for Nintendo 64 games like Mario Kart 64, it's still split screen even though you're online. So that's interesting. So you can still screen peek, I guess, on this Goldeneye 64 on the Switch version. So this is not really. I don't know if you call this a remake. Really, they're really like this. This is not really a remake because if it was a remake, you would think you would have it so you could play online with other people. But this is kind of like a remaster or like a kind of like a remaster, pretty much, with just 4K graphics, I guess, or make it look more smoother for the modern TVs or modern displays. The only excuse I would accept is we were too busy bringing you AAA exclusives all year to update GoldenEye for Xbox Live Play. Wasted opportunity. I mean, yeah, that is kind of a bummer, to be honest, because this is a game a lot of people are looking forward to coming to Xbox. This classic game people remember, but you can only play it local co-op. I mean, I guess if you really want to play it with a group of friends, you can still do that. You got to do it at your house or your at a place like that. So. Oh, let's see. Great deal. It's not what I would like to have, but I understand this wasn't easy to pull, though, between all the parties. Okay, yeah, you can see. Okay, this is kind of like the optimistic side of things. The Santa Glass half full, because we could have not had it all, to be honest. But at least they're bringing it to Xbox at least. So I guess that's a great outlook. The great point. Look at this situation right here. I wonder if there's some LAN party mode so we can create our own servers. I think people that probably unlock the full experience, you might have to go on a PC and like people might have to do some coding or some modding to make it so that you don't have to be split screen to play online co-op, online split screen, whatever. This is so weird, yeah. Was this one of Nintendo's conditions to let them release it on Xbox? That sucks. It needed online and couch multiplayer as well. Yeah. More options would have definitely been better, but what a disaster. People would turn this on for 10 minutes, get a nostalgia hit, and then turn it off and never play it again. Who knows? It's like, sadly, a lot of these older games, when they do come out, when they get remasters, that kind of is the thing. A lot of these people play it for 10 minutes and they don't play it again. Or when these sequels happen, they don't buy the sequels. The fans, they clamor they want to play these games, but they don't buy the sequels. Like, for example, Crash Bandicoot 4. People were clamoring for a sequel for that game for the longest, but it came out, people didn't buy it. So, yeah, that might actually happen with us. The only redeeming thing is that this will be on Game Pass. Yeah, you're not really paying extra. If you got Game Pass, if you're already paying for Game Pass in general, it's going to be another game added to your service, so you're not really paying extra for it. So that's a good thing about it. So this guy says, I don't understand. Well, this person says, I don't understand why not having online multiplayer is a big deal. The game didn't have it originally, and I would assume that the Xbox version will run better and have the best enhancements. What we're getting is a fantastic remaster and way better than the last one. I mean, if they're talking about this like a remake or a recreation, you would think they would update it for modern standards, but this is more like a remaster. This is a prettier remaster of this game. Well, no point of this game, then shaking my head, I'll just get it for the Switch. Yeah, a lot of people might skip on this version just to play the Switch version because it has the online component to it. So definitely some weird stuff going on. It's just a weird situation right here, to be in all honesty. Lame. Who thought this was gonna be okay? So lame. Let's release this epic game to modern consoles and ignore online multiplayer. Yeah, that is very strange. Slap in the face to Microsoft and Xbox fans. Who the F split screens and multiplayer nowadays? This is so dumb. People are not happy about this. I mean, rightfully so. People are definitely not happy about this. Jeez. That is horse ass, but it's still gonna be effing amazing to relive this, no matter what console. Yeah, I mean, so that's the good thing to take about this. It's still gonna be great to experience this classic game from our past, but kind of sucks. There's gonna be no multiplayer mode on the Xbox version, but there's gonna be on the Switch version, which is very weird. Like I said, once again, that is the most bizarrest thing about this, but. Definitely want to see your thoughts down below about this. Leave a like if you like this video, and as always, thanks for watching, and peace.